it's me, back here with Doki-Doki Literature Club Plus. I would have the blanket like I was doing before for emotional support, but it's rather hot in my room, so it would, even though it would give me the presence of large, strong arms hugging me, Sayori-like arms, if you will. Not the arms of anyone in particular, obviously, but they're Sayori-like. The fuck was that about? But it's hot in the room, so I'm not doing that. In the other ones, there's, at least in the first two, there was, even though each character was helping the other in some very specific way, as well as myriad other less specific ways, there felt like some kind of balance here, where it was like, one character was always, in these first two, ended up sort of having to give one last sort of supportive gesture by the end, and this one sort of didn't have, it had something similar, but it was a little more two-way, I would have said. Either way, I'm curious to see if that pattern holds, and if we're gonna have more like these or more like this. An interesting note, I got really teary-eyed and surely shed a few when editing this one, which is interesting because in the actual playing of these two brought me much closer to the brink of weeping. Just an interesting side note. Regardless, the fourth one now begins. And it begins now. Ah, jeez! Okay, Sayori, there's no need to jump scare me. This is not that kind of horror game yet.
Natsuki!
While Natsuki is messing with the orientation of her manga in the closet shelves, Sayori approaches from behind and pulls her into an embrace. What did we say about asking?
What? Hi.
Hi. Literature Club has been in full swing since Natsuki joined. Including her, the club is now comprised of 4 members: Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and Monica. Thank you. I would have forgotten otherwise. Each club member had received a day in the spotlight to share all of their favorite kinds of literature with each other. And now what are we doing every day? Just sort of reading whatever. Natsuki was first and shared her passion for manga. Then Sayori shared her love for poetry, as well as how she goes about writing it herself. Monica, who has multiple literary interests, decided to focus her day on short stories. And finally, Yuri managed to demonstrate her obsession with fantasy with a little help and encouragement from Sayori. I'm sad we didn't get to see that. That sounds both hilarious and heartwarming. After the week was spent on their presentations, Monica decided to give the club members this next week to freely explore each other's literary interests. Sayori, having spent most of her time in the club so far with Yuri's fantasy books, is rather excited to begin her journey into Natsuki's manga collection. This music is perfect. I'm not saying for the situation, just in general, it's perfect. I mean, it is also perfect for the situation because it is perfect altogether.
I want to read with you today. Tell me which one I should pick.
That depends on the kind of stuff you like. I mean, there's romance, drama, comedy, mystery.
I like all those things.
Sayori reaches out and pulls a random book from the shelf and inspects the cover. Shouldn't this girl be wearing my clothes? You wouldn't like that one. In a panic, Natsuki snatches the book from Sayori's hand, then replaces it on a shelf in a less conspicuous location.
Okay, well, if you really have no preference, then let's just start with something that's easy to get into. A lot of these don't start to get really good until like a few volumes in, and I wouldn't ask someone to make that kind of commitment unless they're already really into manga. I can handle it.
I did with Yuri's book, at least. Well, I'm more considerate than that. Although I'm kind of impressed by your attention span if you put that much effort into her books.
No, I have the attention span of a donut, but I love my friends and I can do anything if it's for them.
Well, okay then. Let's book you something that even donuts can read. I didn't say I was a donut, I just said I had the attention span of one.
Aw, were you just trying to call me sweet? You're so cute.
No! How did you get to that conclusion? And don't call me that!
A donut?
You fucking donut.
Cute.
Aw, how come? I just don't like it. I don't need a reason. Natsuki yanks a book from the shelf and then closes the closet doors. How many synonyms can I possibly find before she outlaws them all? If someone asks you to stop, then you just need to stop. People need to realize that.
I'm sorry, I really didn't mean to hurt you.
Nah, sorry, it wasn't you. Natsuki shakes her head while pulling a second chair over to her desk. I was talking about something else. I didn't mean to get angry all of a sudden. That sounds like it was a lot more than what it was about just now. God, it was not a good time to make a joke. I should not have done that. Natsuki averts her gaze and mumbles. You're like a nice person, so I wasn't talking about you.
I still learned a valuable lesson.
Sayori speaks softly as well, feeling shy after receiving the unexpected compliment. Well, anyway, here's the book, so just start it whenever you feel like it.
What's it about?
Well, it's like a comedy, and there's romance too, obviously. Sayori looks at the title. It's called Love is Another Word for Luck. It's about a girl who keeps accidentally running into the same guys, and then you find out, well, you should just read it. But you have to tell me what you think. I can already guess who you're gonna ship yourself with. It would be so funny if I'm right.
Ship? I don't get it.
Never mind. Let's not worry about that yet. Just make sure you tell me what you think.
Oh, okay. I'll start then. Hey, maybe tomorrow we can do poetry too.
Yeah, I guess. But don't you want to finish this first?
Yeah, but we could do both. I mean, unless you don't like poetry, then I won't make you or anything. No, it's just... Well, never mind. We can worry about it tomorrow. Oh. Why does she seem so off-put by the idea? Or is maybe she's worried about what's tomorrow? I guess this is wrong of me to do, but I'm so anxious about her home situation because they haven't brought it up once directly in this thing yet. And given the name of this thing is balance, I thought about, well, I suppose I'll reserve my theories as to what that refers to until it tells us, or until it becomes clear in the text. After the club meeting ends and Natsuki and Yuri leave, not Sayuri, Monika strikes up conversation with Sayuri. I see you got Natsuki to share some of her manga with you.
I really want to become better friends with her. She's so enthusiastic and expressive. I could just listen to her talk. She's so...
I'm not sure if she meant I can't say that to her, or if I just can't say it at all. Say what?
Nothing! I have a woman of respect!
But Natsuki is...
But Natsuki is a woman of cute. I said it!
What's so bad about that?
I don't know.
But, you know, there's one thing I'm kind of worried about. Sometimes I'm afraid that Natsuki doesn't actually like me very much. Oh, that's ridiculous. How come you feel that way?
Well, I mean, just little signs like how she only says hi to me after I say hi to her first. And it feels like she only gets excited to talk to me when it's about manga and other stuff she likes. She just seems dismissive a lot. She was like that when I brought up poetry.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean she doesn't like you. She's probably just shy, you know?
Maybe. My stupid head is just making me worry for no reason. I like to do that.
It's okay. Try not to worry so much. Everything will be great. But you can always talk to me about any concerns that you have. I'm here to help.
You're the best.
Sayuri gives Monika a quick hug.
Well, I'm gonna keep trying because I love her and I want to get closer to her.
You got this. Go you! I'm so... sorry, that came off so much more aggressive. I'm very, very on your team here. I have the utmost of faith. Although it'll probably have to go through one heart-wrenching talk that will, like, serve and whoosh with my heart. After the next club meeting starts, Sayuri is the last one in as usual. Trotting into the room, she sees Natsuki sitting alone by the closet, reading what must be manga. Without hesitation, Sayuri pulls up a chair and plops herself down right next to Natsuki.
Hello there!
Hi.
What you reading? Can I read it with you?
Natsuki pulls the book away from Sayuri. You can't just start in the middle, there are spoilers. Besides, what about the one I gave you yesterday?
Sorry, I was just curious.
Well, anyway, I've been waiting for forever for this volume to come out, and it just came out yesterday, so...
Oh, that's exciting! Well, I'll let you read it then.
Mm-hmm.
Can I sit next to you, though?
Sure. Sayuri plops herself down next to Natsuki. Wow, there was a mention of plopping herself down just a few lines ago. She just pulled a double plop maneuver. Sayuri plops herself down next to Natsuki and then pulls out a blank sheet of paper. Natsuki reads in silence, save for the periodic flutter of a page being released from beneath her thumb. From Sayuri's side, only the light tapping noises of her pen meeting the paper can be heard. Wait, sorry, did she say she was going to sit and write? Ah, she did, okay, yeah. Well, she didn't say it, but she started doing it. Time passes. Story of my life. Sayuri's paper is filled with scribbles and the margins are lined with stick figures. Natsuki lets out a deep sigh and closes her book.
Did you finish?
No, but it's a good stopping point. My head is swimming. I need a break. Natsuki stretches her arms. Aren't you bored?
No, I was writing.
Oh, I saw the stick figures and thought you were just bored.
I just draw those when I'm thinking or waiting for inspiration. I made friends with them all. This one is sad because she thinks the night sky is pretty, but she can't look up at the stars in public without everyone thinking she's a weirdo. And this one has problems with his back, but the doctor can't figure out what's wrong with him.
What the heck? You're the weirdo. Nice. Very tactful.
Want to read the poem I'm working on?
Sure, I guess. Sayuri slides the paper over to Natsuki. As Natsuki reads through the poem, she furrows her eyebrows. She slides the paper back over to Sayuri. Don't you ever feel weird just sharing all of your thoughts and feelings like that? I thought you were more into poetry. I mean, not that you can't still have reservations about it, but I mean, your poems are like really emotional.
Is that bad?
Well, no. It was just an observation.
I think people can get closer to each other if they find ways of expressing their feelings.
Well, Natsuki begins to protest, but she can't find a good way of putting her thoughts into words. Gotta write a poem. Doesn't that depend more on the kinds of friends you have? I don't know. To each their own, but I've never met anyone I'd feel comfortable sharing my poems with. Not that it's you, it's just how I am, so...
You write poems? You never told me that. I just thought you wrote other stuff.
I thought she said poems by name, but...
Yeah, that too.
But...
You should... I mean, would you ever want to share?
Like I said, I don't do that.
But...
Can we talk about something else?
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault, it just makes me uncomfortable. I can't help it.
Still, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Well, let's move on to something that makes us both happy. I should continue the book you gave me since I didn't get very far yet.
Sure.
And Sayuri pulled out the book to find it in tatters. Over the next few days, Sayuri begins each club meeting by approaching Natsuki with unwavering enthusiasm.
It's Natsuki! Natsuki!
That one's a little more Smeagol-ish and knocked both of my earbuds out.
Hi, Natsuki. OLLUM. It's my precious manga, and we wants to read it.
Hi, Natsuki.
At the end of one club meeting, Monika, who has become rather invested in Sayuri's friendship mission, I know the feeling, starts an innocuous conversation with Natsuki while she packs up. It's cool that you've been finding time to spend with Sayuri. She was pretty excited for the chance to read manga with you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been enjoying the chance to share it too, right?
Yeah, mostly.
Natsuki glances over her shoulder but doesn't reply further. What's on your mind?
Nothing. I don't talk about people behind their backs.
Oh. Natsuki falls silent, but she just fidgets instead of getting back to what she was doing as though she wants to say more. It's okay to share your feelings. That's different from talking about someone behind their back.
I guess. I just hate when people talk about me behind my back, so I'm better than to do it to others.
Monika shares a bright smile. You're really considerate.
Thanks, I guess. But it doesn't feel like it.
You can trust me. Natsuki stands in silence for a moment, still fidgeting.
I just feel smothered sometimes. I'm not used to someone being, like, all over me right after we meet. I mean, it's fun to hang out with her, but I just have no control over the pace. I can't just meet someone and instantly become best friends with them and like, share about everything about myself. That's not how it works. I just want to chill out sometimes.
Oh. I didn't realize that was happening.
It's fine, why would you have?
I know, I just feel bad about it. I know Sayuri, so I should have realized. Monika navigates through her tinge of guilt, which has surfaced mainly due to her being the one who had previously encouraged Sayuri's behavior. Alright, starting to understand maybe what Balance is talking about here. Despite not knowing the situation, Monika can't help but feel a little responsible. Do you want me to talk to her about it?
No, I wouldn't like that.
Well, I could like divert her into another club activity for you, or something.
No way, that would be so underhanded and mean.
Sorry, I didn't think that one through.
Besides, just because I complained about it doesn't mean I'm asking for someone to solve my problems for me.
True. I'm sorry. I guess I just instinctively want to try to solve problems, even if I haven't been invited to.
It's fine. I would talk to Sayuri about it, but it would make things really weird between us. I feel like it would make her just constantly be afraid that she's bothering me. I don't know how to keep things natural.
Well, I think if you do a good job expressing all your feelings, she would totally understand. Sayuri, I see a poem on the horizon. Sayuri really wants to be the best she can be for other people. I think she would actually be happy that you want to improve your friendship with her.
Maybe. It just feels so dumb. Talking to someone about how to be friends with them is just weird and not cool.
Monika shrugs. It's the literature club. And then she mumbles through a stifled laugh. It's not the cool club.
Hey!
Sorry. That just tickled me for some reason. Look, I know that you're in a kind of a tough spot, and that it's hard for you to really express yourself. But you really demonstrated to me that you're great at self-reflection and critical thinking, even if it doesn't feel like it to you. I think that's the most important part of being able to navigate through these things. So, I believe that you'll find the right thing to do.
Well...
Natsuki instinctively starts to reject the compliment, but she can't find any excuse to do so.
Thanks.
Natsuki gathers her things, and then she finishes her thoughts in a mumble. And I'm still glad I joined the club, even if it's weird sometimes. Monika smiles, but Natsuki turns her back and walks away before waiting for a reply. It was an unusual way for Natsuki to express her appreciation, but Monika knew what she meant. It made Monika feel like everything really was going to be okay. How warm and safe do we all feel now? Great! Time for us to get ripped down to pieces emotionally. Hopefully not physically. I hope there's no quick time events all of a sudden. It's lunchtime. Sayuri, who usually buys her lunch, is making her way to the cafeteria like any other day. The clamor and bustle of the students is drowned by Sayuri's impeccable skill of zoning out. Muchos respect. However, her imagination is momentarily interrupted by the glimpse of a familiar pink-haired girl.
Hey, that's Natsuki. I never run into the other club members around the school.
Natsuki!
Sayuri stands on her tiptoes and waves. Natsuki, who's busy walking and chatting with her friends, doesn't notice Sayuri at first. I thought it said it at all. Then she glances over in Sayuri's direction. Sayuri waves enthusiastically. Following her friends, Natsuki quickly ducks around the corner.
Hey!
She definitely saw me.
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Monika is the first to arrive to the club meeting, then Natsuki. Sayuri, having glanced through the window to see Natsuki already inside, is unable to work up enough courage to enter.
Natsuki's been so distant with me. It was stupid to think she ever wanted to be friends. She only got excited because she got to share her manga. But aside from that, she doesn't even like me. I should just go home today.
Sorry, but do you plan on going inside?
No!
Why?
I'm sulking.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry for bothering you. Excuse me.
No, don't leave me!
I'll stay here then.
I don't want to go in. I'm afraid of bothering Natsuki. I saw her at lunch today and...
Sorry. Don't leave me. Like a few minutes, a few seconds for that to like click the funny. I saw her. That's not Sari. That's me.
I saw her at lunch today, so I reached out and called out to her. But instead of saying hi, she just ran away from me.
Really? Not bad.
Hey!
Sorry. I'm sorry. That was a joke. It just sounded like something stupid that I would do from anxiety.
From anxiety?
Well, I just don't like attention being drawn to myself.
Oh. Well, that makes sense based on the person you are, but Natsuki isn't shy like that at all. I thought we were friends. But it feels like every day she's just trying to distance herself more, instead of get closer. It makes me feel like she was only spending time with me during the club because I was reading manga, but she doesn't actually want to be friends with me.
Well, I feel like I'm missing a lot of context here. Was she in the middle of anything when you approached her?
No, she was just walking with her friends.
With her friends? Yuri pauses for a moment. How do I put this? Sari, you are very fond of your friends, right? You always want to be spending time with them.
Of course! I don't think there's anything more important to me. I mean, the best parts of my day are always with my friends. Besides that, I really hate being alone, so...
You hate being alone? Sari nods. Very different people. I cherish my time alone. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So, I think... Well, if I was trying to have alone time and it was being threatened with an interruption, then... It just... would not make me very happy.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to do with Natsuki. She was already with your friends, not trying to be alone or anything.
No, I think it's similar. It's... Well, we're all friends in the club. They're not the same kind of friends. But we have our own lives outside of the club as well. If you think about it, making new friends isn't some casual occurrence that happens on a daily basis. A friendship is an invitation to intertwine your lives together. But the capacity at which each person is ready to do that might be different. There are friends who just like to have fun together and others who talk every day and share every detail of their lives with each other. I think when establishing a friendship, it's important to consider the comfort level of the other person. I mean, we don't really know much about Natsuki's life outside the club. It could be that she simply needs to make new friends, or make friends at her own pace rather than jump headfirst into a new commitment.
But that means I was bothering her? I just really wanted to be good friends with her, so I treated her like one. Was I actually hurting her?
I don't know. I'm sorry. My insight was really only based on what I understand about my own needs. And Natsuki and I are completely different, so...
And was I so selfish? Even if all that is true, then it still means I hurt her. I think I messed up. Yuri, with you, I think I was really careful to understand your needs when I was becoming friends with you, but I wasn't careful at all with Natsuki because she already seemed really social. I just took control of everything instead of looking for the right balance. And now I hurt her and she doesn't want to talk to me. How could I let myself do this?
Sari, I think that... Well, there was one time you told me something about the way I saw things in my head being different from reality. It's easy to automatically jump to the worst case scenario, but I think it's more likely that Natsuki doesn't harbor any ill feelings towards you. So I think if we were to realistically consider the situation and how it would cause someone to feel... I'm bad at this. I'm sorry. You're a lot better than me at things like comforting and reassuring people. Suddenly, Sari gives Yuri a gentle hug. The way I guess we're just not asking anymore.
You're the best, Yuri. I'm sorry for burdening you with this. You're trying so hard for me. You're such a sweetheart.
I just... It's not a burden. I enjoy listening to others. And my friends deserve happiness. Sari beams.
Well, I think I'm gonna give Natsuki some space. She should do what she wants. And if she still does still want to be friends, then I'll learn her needs and I'll match her boundaries. Yeah, I'm sure that's what's best. I wish I didn't feel so awful and guilty. It makes me feel desperate, like I need to make it up to her by trying to make her happy. But that's not what she needs. I just have to tell myself that. It hurts. But I guess it means I still need to grow. I really want to grow as a person. If it's to be better for my friends, I want that.
That's very mature of you, Sari.
I'm mature.
Sari hops up and down on her toes. So, Does that mean you'll be going home after all? Sayuri shakes her head. That's not a good idea. Not when she's experiencing a bit of an sorry, I shouldn't call it an episode, but a rough patch. She acknowledged that she was feeling a rough patch, so now what she needs is not to be around just herself. She needs to be, for Sayuri, she needs to be around other people to process that, that now she has to overcome that feeling of sadness because she didn't do anything mega wrong. Well, not that you need to wallow in sadness if you did something mega wrong. I'm explaining that bad. Now that she understands what she's feeling and why she's feeling it and how to get around it, she needs to spend time with others to like recharge because that's takes an emotional toll on you to try and think about something that hard. Especially if you're someone who like Sayuri who prefers to just go with the flow. In some senses. What am I armchair psychologying for here?
I need to be here to show her that I respect her space. I'll just spin the club by myself today.
Yuri nods in understanding.
You can go in first.
Okay. You're blocking the door.
Oh!
Sayuri steps aside.
By the way,
Before Yuri enters the clubroom, Sayuri interjects.
you said that you and Natsuki are completely different, but I don't really think that's true. You said I think you're actually really similar in a lot of ways.
Yuri smiles and shakes her head. Sorry, that's absurd. You're very silly sometimes. Yuri turns and enters the clubroom. Ouch! Jeez, man. After a moment, Sayuri follows. Monica just... You're an hour late. The club is over. The clubroom is quiet. When Sayuri walks in, Natsuki glances in her direction. Sayuri smiles and gives Natsuki a quick wave before sitting down across the room. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. Sayuri decides it's best to continue the manga she was reading, so she pulls it out. However, it looks like Natsuki isn't reading today. She has a sheet of paper in front of her and is tapping a pen against her desk, staring at it. I like the sound of where that's going. Ooh, are we writing today? Monica speaks in a quiet voice. And me just coming in there like, hi! Ooh, are we writing today? Monica speaks in a quiet voice, unwilling to disturb the peace of the clubroom. She kneels down at Natsuki's desk.
Hey!
Natsuki pulls the sheet closer to her and covers it with her arms. Sorry, I didn't mean to peek.
Whatever.
I just wanted to see how everything was going. It's fine. Natsuki replies dismissively. She glances over at Sayuri, who is focused on her manga. Monica follows Natsuki's gaze.
I think she's mad at me. How come? I'm busy right now. Ask me later.
Monica falls silent. Natsuki looks back down at her paper. She inches her hand away from the top margin, allowing Monica to see. It says, to Sayuri. It's so adorable. But sorry, no, I didn't mean that word. Displays a lot of integrity, is what I meant, obviously. Sorry, Natsuki. Don't be angry. I'm sorry. Understanding, Monica smiles. She places a hand on Natsuki's shoulder and whispers softly, I'm proud of you. Natsuki looks away, but makes no motion to remove Monica's hand. Monica gives Natsuki's shoulder a quick squeeze before standing back up and pulling away. That's the most supportive gesture that you could possibly do to someone in that situation. Holy balls. That was so heartful and warm a thing to do. The end of the club meeting passes. Yuri has already departed. So is Monica after checking on Sayuri and Natsuki to ensure that they wouldn't stay too late. Sayuri was determined to finish her manga volume before heading out since the end was approaching. However, with Natsuki also staying late for an unknown reason, not that unknown, a silent tension hangs in the air. After finishing the volume, Sayuri brings it to the closet to put it away. She slides it back onto the shelf while Natsuki watches. Then Natsuki gets up and pulls it back out in order to return it to its proper location.
Sorry. I didn't know where it's supposed to go.
It's fine. The two fall silent again, avoiding eye contact. They both look like they're about to say something, but neither can break the silence. A moment passes.
Well, I'll be on my way. I'll see you tomorrow.
Sayuri turns away to hide her pained expression, then walks away from the closet. If there was any proof Natsuki no longer wanted to be friends, this was it. Defeated, Sayuri carries herself out of the clubroom. Really? But she always says goodbye like that. Just once in the hallway. I shouldn't say that. Sayuri has things twisted sometimes against her will. Once in the hallway, Sayuri takes a deep breath and hits her palms against her cheeks to clear her head a little. Suddenly, Natsuki's stammering voice calls from behind.
Natsuki?
Oh, my voice just gave up there. Did you hear that?
Natsuki?
Startled, Sayuri turns back around to face Natsuki. Well, here's our CG. Natsuki fidgets and anxiously continues with a shaking voice.
I have a lot of things to say. Me too. But you go first.
Natsuki bites her lip and can't stay still.
Well, first of all,
she cuts herself short, struggling to continue. Trying to force the words out, she stamps her foot and hops up and down a little.
I'm sorry for the thing I did at lunch, and I'm sorry for just being kind of mean lately. It's really hard for me to, I'm not good with things that make me uncomfortable. Especially when it comes to, feelings and stuff. So,
face burning, Natsuki clams up again. Instead of continuing, she simply holds up a sheet of paper for Sayuri to take. Oh hell, okay. The best place in the world. I love my bedroom. It's full of bright colors and soft things. The sunlight shines in and makes everything sparkle. It's the best place in the world. It has all my treasures, all of my books, my collections, my memories. All of my dreams were born in this room. It's the best place in the world. It has all my secrets, all my failures, my fears, my feelings. Sometimes it feels so fragile that the door will break at the slightest touch. But it's still the best place in the world. But when someone knocks, I get scared. I brace my arms against the loose hinges. Please don't break. Don't come in. I'm not ready. It's my best place in the world. The knocking won't stop. I block the door with furniture. An eye peeks through the keyhole and I panic. I'm trapped in the best place in the world. I'm not ready to share my favorite place. I need to clean my secrets and make my bed and to hide my nightmares. I need to touch them and to put them away, to see them again. I have so much to do and I'm scared and I'm not ready. But it's still my favorite place. I still want to share it. However long it takes, if you wait patiently, I'll eventually open the door, and I'll show you the best place in the world. Oh, that was good. I should note and apologize that, any poem, as they've, I think, priorly discussed, is written with an intended cadence to be spoken aloud that only the poet will know, which means I probably butchered it, so I apologize for that. Because that was truly beautiful.
It's a poem, but I thought... Well, I sucked it up so that I could work things out with you. So just, and be happy about it. Please.
Sari smiles deeply from the bottom of her heart.
I'm happier than I could express. I feel so awful, but I'm so happy that you would do this for me. I actually realized before the club meeting today that I made a mistake. I got so caught up in the chance to get closer to you that I forgot to think about what you wanted. And that we probably have different ways we like to make friends. About the friendship stuff. I mean, it's okay. I understand, so you don't have to force yourself to talk about it. Your poem did a good job, so don't force yourself if you're not ready yet, okay?
Natsuki nods.
You don't have to feel like you did anything wrong. It was my fault, and I'm sorry. I wasn't mad at you today or anything like that. I actually felt really guilty, and I wanted to give you space. I was thinking it's silly that I just approach you all the time, and that I should just let you approach me when you want to. Just whatever makes you comfortable. I'll respect that from now on. Friendships should always start with those things. With the right balance.
Natsuki nods again.
One thing about that. Well, I don't want to have to approach you all the time either. I just want it to be balanced, like you said.
Sari nods.
I understand. We'll make sure of that together then. Well, anyway.
Now that the two of them have found some common ground, Natsuki finds it easier to speak more freely again.
I'm not going to be sharing my poems all the time now or anything like that. But I guess it wouldn't hurt to do once in a while. Only the best ones. So you better like them, because otherwise I might change my mind. I like anything with you, Natsuki. I was just saying. More importantly, I have to tell you about my new boyfriend. Ah? Oh, from the manga. Wait, I need to guess who it is. You definitely won't be able to guess.
The two walk down the hallway together.
Oh my god, we have so much to talk about. Darn, I should have told you to save the last 2 chapters so I could see your reaction to the big reveal. Aw, you wanted to enjoy it with me. That's so cute. Oh, shush.
She didn't stop it! We can say it again! Yes! That was splendiferous. You know, I definitely expected there to be many more poems written, because there's a lot of that going on in the main game. But I like the sparing use of it here, because every time one does happen, I feel my spirit vibrating, whatever that means. They're intense, one way or another. Like that one means quite a lot. And although not to the same degree, but there's an amount that can be applied to that to a lot of people anyways. It's not a truly rare sentiment, but it's very unique in the way that she particularly expressed it. And so did it not actually end up saying to Sayuri on it? Did she, because that would be have story implications if she removed this to Sayuri and just gave it a new title, because at that point it means she trusted her enough to understand what it meant, which is pretty big. That was very good. Oh, and that means we've done all the Sayuri ones. Only reflection and self-love remain, and I still don't remember if there's a final one after that. Not that I guess we'll figure it out, right? I should stop ending it on the menu like this. It's so clinical feeling. Let's end it on one of the CGs. Oh my god, there are so many. Wait a minute. I didn't know there was all these. Wait a tick. I gotta change my desktop background like years ago. Oh yeah, they have all the updated renders. I like how in the new one, they made Natsuki ripped. Well, I mean, not ripped, but she's got a much, she looks like she could beat you up in this one. Sorry, I shouldn't say that makes it better. That's very weird. But the new ones are pretty cool.
What?
acquisition procedure. Finish the side story, understanding 2. Oh, that's why I didn't have these. Okay. Don't forget, ask Monica about this. What? It's the least helpful sticky note ever. Oh, this is perfect. I shouldn't look at them all right now. I should save some of them for later. And not ski over there and just dress yourself. We're in this together. Wake up early. You are loved. Oh, sorry with the little high school S and the pancakes. Cute. Homework. Math thing. 1 minus 1 equals love. Wait, what? Oh, 1 plus 1 equals love. I was like 0 is love. 2 is love. Oh, that's adorable. Study for quiz. Pack snacks. Types of poems to try. Haiku, sonnet, erostic. Little angry face. Never even touched. I don't even know what an erostic is. Haikus and sonnets I've written once or twice, but I don't remember what they are. Trash baskets. Natsuki Sairi. Oh, these are adorable. Sorry. Oh, there are only a few more. Okay, well, oh, that's cute. She's got like a little task list and coffee, and she's just working hard. Oh, look at these. You're mine. Oh, okay, this includes the ones that are in this main story, right? Okay. Okay, so we're just missing the 2 here, which are from the last 2 things. All right, and here come the ones from the main story. Sorry, no, these are CGs from the... Oh, this is a mix of the ones from the story and the not the story. Well, the side story, the other story. I see. Secrets, you say? Is there any hints on the acquisition? I guess not. Oh, and sketches. These are cool. Oh, look at that. That's so dope. It looks like a concept sketch of the complete class drawn by Kakafumi. Acquisition procedure. Select the word Doki-Doki during the poem game. They look like just like the framing of this looks like some kind of like indie movie about finding yourself on a journey over, I don't know, railroad tracks probably. Probably shouldn't spend so much time looking at that one. Oh, this is the one where when she absolutely destroys her forehead. Because the backgrounds were first rendered in 3D, some fine adjustments were required to make the 2D drawing of the character fit seamlessly into the perspective of the scene. God damn, that's cool. Okay, I'll look at more of these later. Promo! Oh my god, she's a cow! Natsuki over there looking like Madoka, and Yuri over there just looking like a straight-up axe murderer. Select the word horror during the poem game. Sorry, I got very distracted. Let me just leave it on 1 to end. Boom. Set wallpaper. You can set the wallpaper in the actual computer. I was joking about that. Oh my god. Okay, wait a minute. Boosh. Yes! Come on, the menu blocks like the ones in the bottom left corner. Whatever. So one thing we could talk about, I guess. Well, okay, let me just pose like a sort of like a double question here. Because there's the second question I feel like I want to ask more, but the first question feels like I can't really... I should probably address it at least, given the events of today. First question being, I suppose it's a little more shallow, but... if it should come to pass that you become new friends with someone, do you, at least, I guess, which approach do you lean more to? Are you more like try to get as close to them as possible, as quickly as possible, so you can like more speedily indoctrinate them into your friend circle or whatever? Or do you keep things as sort of like you just try to put things on a slow boil so that you can build things up over time in a way that feels more meaningful? I think both have I mean, obviously both have merit, and that's hence the whole point of that side story balance. Oh, bugger, it marked all the pictures as seen now, so I don't know which ones I didn't look at. God damn it, whatever. I mean, I guess it's sort of just hard to boil it down to anything as simple as that, which is why I wanted to ask that question, because there was a large discussion of it within that particular thing. And obviously a balanced approach is technically the most right answer, but I was just curious if there was like one that you found yourself leaning more towards, an archetype, if you will. I guess for me it would be the slow boil one, because I don't see myself as someone who goes around just... I mean, I surely make new friends when I go around, just because I try to be nice to people, and to some people, unfortunately, that's like the minimum requirement. That's not a mistake on their part per se. It's just it's sad that their circumstances led them to that. Sorry, that was a weird way I took that question, but I don't see myself as someone who has a wide circle of friends that I could talk about anything with, I guess. And I tend to be more introverted anyways. So I thought it was an interesting dichotomy between those two extremes. So I think I would probably fall more on the latter side of building things slowly, rather than trying to become close with as many of my friends. Bring as many of my friends into the inner circle of friends as possible, I suppose. I feel like that would be very difficult for me to manage if I did something like that, personally. But the second idea I had, I guess, was the concept that was brought up of sanctuary. Because this is an extremely important thing, and it can be kind of complex and like hard to work out, because there's so much that it's like, so many parts of yourself are like, I want to be able to express this, but where do I go too far if by expressing it, in whether it be in a literary work or just by like talking to someone else? How much of yourself can you put out there before it's like a breach of your own privacy, I suppose, and a breach of the other person's by respect, because like you show them too much of yourself, if you know what I mean. I should have phrased it way differently, but I think the analogy of a bedroom is perfect for that. Although in her case, it may also be slightly literal. But I guess is there a limit to what side of yourself? Because this also kind of goes back to like, because there's a difference between being afraid to express certain things about yourself. That's sort of, I think that's generally all around bad. But there's another thing entirely of like sharing more or sharing parts of yourself that you're not ready to yet, I guess. Yeah, but that sort of seems shallow, because then I'm just asking, is it good to share things you're not ready to share yet? Which is, the answer is obviously no. But I guess more to the point, is there a limit to what you can share of yourself while still respecting the boundaries of both parties involved? Or is there a way to express everything about yourself naturally? I guess it's a little more open-ended way to put that is, where does the bedroom end? Where does the sanctuary of your mind stop, and where does your outward the way you can interact with others begin? And I mean, sometimes there's a matter of like, I mean, poetry is an especially good example for this sort of thing. Thoughts that you have or things that you take interest in that you're just probably never going to be ready to share with anyone. It's just something just for you, and so you keep it in your little sanctuary. Maybe you write a poem about it, maybe you tear up that poem, maybe you don't, or maybe you never speak of it at all. Maybe you just keep it inside. I mean, and I think there's like there's an amount of that reaches the point of balance where it's not self-destructive, but it's also not you being afraid to hide who you really are, which what does become a problem. Oh, acrostic, not aerostic. What I think I can't read. No, it's a little bigger on the screen, so it's easier to see. An acrostic poem. Wait, I do know what an acrostic poem is, don't I? It feels like it should be really easy to know that. Oh, okay. So like an acronym, but poem. No, I do remember doing that. Seems like a really common word. I don't know how I forgot that. I guess it's just been super long since I've been in a literature class where you would be writing. Anyways, sorry, I got distracted so many times in that exploring of that idea. Is there a point where your sanctuary ends, and there is not a common ground where people can look into your my best place in the world? There we go, got it out. Next episode on the channel is going to be some more Oh Mori, where we're finally going to go into. I hope we finish the dungeon we're in, the trash yard, because I've been dancing around it from far too long now, so I hope to see you around in that, if that is possible at all. And with that, I'm going to be out of here now. This was a spectacular side story, only 2 more. Makes me tremendously sad, but also I can't wait to see it to completion, to see all of the things. I will not be getting all the side stories, all the extra pictures and stuff probably, because they have secret things you need to do for them. And it would just be me looking them up, and then you watching me look them up, which would be very, very dull. I'm not going to get them on camera anyways. But we'll see all the ones that we see by the end. And with that, Admiral's going to be out of here, so thank you very much for coming around. Hopefully I'll see you around. Peace! Oh, why did the Lakitu just jerks all over the place? Oh. Oh no! It's weirdly like the most precise jump in the game whenever they make you do something like that. I guess I should really duck jump that if I'm a big Ouija. There we go. Enough. There's a